offering like misery to the world.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So it's drama alert time. I'm just joking, but seriously, this is like potentially criminal or at least, legal fraud of the system. And let me be my usual honest self, which, I always try to stay honest. I have nothing to hide, dudes. I never thought something like this would ever be an issue with how open and wholesome this community is. But I was wrong, and I really need a new PC for the new game coming out, but I can take all those savings and, lawyer up if I need to, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm in the right here in this situation. I did nothing wrong, and I'll prove it. And I know I can, prove this because there is legal precedent for this in my favor, and I've gone through these rounds before. I've been on YouTube for a long time, so stay tuned, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about, that I don't back down, and when I'm done dirty or wrong, I stand up for myself. I don't want no hate towards this person at all, but at the end of the day, I just can't not say something about it, and I'm going to be honest with my community. So how's it hanging, dudes and dudettes? My name is Shawn, and I am extremely passionate about City Skylines, and with City Skylines 2 on the way, it's no secret that I am one of the select few who actually put out consistent analysis and speculation, which I hope has led the community to ask the questions that Colossal Order needs to make this game even more insane than what it already is, which is already a huge W, Today is another one of those days, as I have some great information to showcase, not only about the almost certainty of mods coming to console, as the title and thumbnail suggest. I do piece together a lot of things and kind of maybe to confirm this, I'm not sure, and I'm a PC heavy detailer when my mods are actually working.
Now all my mods are in? What? I gotta move it now? What the heck?
What?
But it seems like very few creators make console only content, and you poor console players make great stuff with your insane limited game, and you guys have nowhere to turn to. So let me be that voice for you, if only for a short while. And oh yeah, there's also that other very juicy news as well that I want to mention, as I am not able to make a full video on them as of late because the channel has faced a few struggles over the last couple of days, and all my uploads are pushed back because of this. So stay to the end, and if you want that sweet YouTube drama, that extra juicy spillage of the tea, right? And you guys deserve to know the truth. Anyways, so my natural curiosity peaked the other day of something that has been on my mind and on the minds of the community for a while, at least around here, and this is what led me to make this video. Yes, mods for console. If you are a console player, please hold the like button hostage until more people on console get this awesome news. Subscribe if you're new, if you enjoyed my content and think I deserve it. So the mods, on the old console, how likely or unlikely is it, or is it already guaranteed? Let's piece together the dots. It seems like a pipe dream, I know, but let's break it all down and find out why it was ever put at the forefront of the community speculation to begin with. So it seems confusing in a way to wrap your head around the possibility of mods for console, but I'm telling you, it's been done before and it can be done here, and I think it will be. So let's get into it. Let's get to the bottom of how likely and if mods will be coming to CS2, but we can only do that by taking a step back in time and starting at the beginning. Then we can have a look back at some of the articles that were given pre-launch, where in many instances the devs or community managers, whoever's given the interview, is being interviewed routinely, and they say that City Skylines 2 has been developed from the ground up with consoles in mind. This is where the buzz all started, and the internet, just especially in this community, went crazy. We all know Cities 1 wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for mods. Mods have completely changed the game for the better. It has given them a decade of free content, for probably a variety of reasons. And the City Skylines Discord frequenter pointed out about potential hacking, so there's some genuine concerns. So For years since the game was ported to console, accompanying players often were left short-handed, especially when it comes to the content you see online, which is probably uploaded, I'd say upwards of 95% PC users is my guesstimation, right? Because look at what console players do though, not counting vanilla-based game, even with all the DLCs, like people make some crazy stuff with console, and it's so underrated just how handicapped they are in making these these cities with so few anything, right? And like all the bugs and stuff like that. And City Skylines is a lot better than what it used to be, but it's, there's a reason why there's City Skylines too, right? So that was the origin of the speculation. And then the first trailers came out, and it's confirmed that the game from launch day would be available on console. So make Cities 2 with consoles in mind seem to be true. This only increased the Paradox Reddit and Steam forum discussion speculation on the matter. The hype was real at an all-time high, right? So time pressed on, and here were some fake leaks that came along, but nothing promising on consoles or that could be confirmed until Microsoft leaked the Xbox achievement list, which blew people's mind. And this is because this isn't the first time Microsoft has taken this liberty or possibly been allowed to, seeing as they are a reputable company who would lose sponsors and stuff for just leaking without permission. So they're in cahoots, right? This was planned. There seems to be a bunch of new stuff console players never even considered to come their way, and being as Microsoft is leaking it, we know it to be true. Nothing about mods, but that didn't slow the speculation because we finally got a first taste of what was real tangible stuff in the game for console to be on par with PC, and it was groundbreaking. And then there was the money shot. Slowly the dev diaries were coming out, and then the community exploded because on the 7th dev diary, the feature highlighting maps and climate one, it changed everything and gave a newfound revitalization of hope in the question of mods for consoles. This lit a fire on anything City Skylines related in almost all forums. The reason why is this dev diary is when we first got our very, very, very first look at the start menu. And for a very few brief frames, you can see what says Paradox Mod tab, like any other, normal tab on there. But this is presumably for console and PC. We're seeing footage for console and PC, even though a lot of it's PC, featured footage. But this is built with consoles in mind, and they're showing us the start menu. You would think you would show us a start menu without that if that wasn't going to be for consoles, right? We featured it here on the channel under the community tab, and y'all lit that comment section up with speculation. So many people are hesitant to say that this is a confirmation because it only really confirms it by proxy if you take what we know Colossal is on the record for saying in the past that we just talked about, and our knowledge of it being on console from day one, which we know that they are showcasing footage of the game that is presumably for both PC and console players, given their emphasis on consoles is true, and then combine that with the screenshot of the mods tab. This could go two ways, right? Either way. For the first way, this could simply be the PC start menu tab, but Colossal Order didn't expressly say that. So we can't say whether it is or not. Actually, communication has been poor, as they seem to not want to show all their cards and keep some things in their back pocket, or maybe, they're just not willing to be upfront about what is or isn't in the game, and allow you to just hope that it is, which is a bit of a scummy business tactic, but it's effective for sure, and I won't knock them there. But yeah, they show these edited copy and paste replies to hardball questions that they don't want answered, so they deflect, and you see these a lot. They have a forum in their Discord about speculation, so they encourage it at least, right? Which is good to riff ideas off the community's wants and needs. If you want to add something into the game, you're going to want to know what the community wants. I figured it would be a good idea to start there and post and reach out to see what the diehards of the community have to say. And they were skeptical for sure, and some were just mean, but we ignore those bad apples, don't we? So all we know from CO is Colossal Order is that it's beta footage gameplay, and they are showing this off as a console and PC equal port. So with potentially millions of players on console seeing this on screen, this little snippet of the mods tab on screen, and in the same breath is told that this game you are getting is is built from the ground up with consoles in mind, and then to turn out that it's just for PC only for the mods tab, and it was all an outright lie almost, without disclaiming that what we see there is PC only and available only on PC. And they don't tell you that, they don't disclaim that, and they actively choose to ignore questions about that. It kind of makes you think it could either not be there or it's going to be there, and they don't want to, you know, release that information too soon. They chose to put those frames in the video. You know, these videos are short and well manicured, so it wasn't a mistake. This brings us to the other option of how this plays out in our console's players' favor, and there's a historic precedent for this. You see, there is almost 100% certain that they are able to make mods available for consoles. It's 100% certain. It would benefit them to do so because Steam gets so much love from the modding community, and we also know CO works closely with mods for financial gains, and would be a benefit for them to put their most senior flagship game that quite often gets 0 subs on almost every mod on their Paradox, you know, mods site. It benefits them to make it available to a wider audience, and we know this can be done because we have a successful living example. If any of you have ever played Fallout 4, then you would know that there is a mod tab there called the Creation Club, and it's totally dedicated to mods from vetted community members, and the largest purveyor of mods are, you know, you guessed it, console players. PC users can get mods from a variety of sites, but consoles are locked into forced transactions on consoles, but at least they get the mods, you know, or maybe have the ability, right? This could be a similar goal of Colossal Order, but as you know, most of the work we get on Steam or even in the Paradox Mods actual page is usually free, and even if some things cost a bit, it would still be a huge win for console players and would drive a bunch of PC users to use it as well, as it's right there on the home page, one click away. You don't even have to access Steam, whereas it's gotten better since the Steam integration, right? But still, we have this now. But the CS1 menu of hopping in and out of games and just to get mods and assets in Steam, it was just such a pain, and this could all work in their favor. It seems ready to be ported, you know, with launch of CS2 mods. I mean, come on, it's ready to be ported with games such as Surviving Mars, which is what we just discussed, you know, putting mods on consoles, right? And allowing, you know, people's like, oh, they could be hacked. Well, they've already done it. Paradox has already done this with games such as Surviving Mars already having console mods available by Paradox Interactive. This is what I find to be the most helpful, but also the most likely, right? What else type of console side of this game as equal to PC and would feature only PC exclusive footage without disclaiming that and end up that tab being removed for consoles? This would be a very bad play by Colossal Order, I do feel. So with everything we know, I'd say it's about 70 to 30% in favor of consoles having some form of mods at some point, if not at launch. But the dev's silence on the matter may be a blessing or a curse. There was no Dev Diary mods, so like no mods about Dev Diary, but the feature of the mods tab could mean that they have it in their back pocket to knock us off our feet, as the groundwork is already built with literally a game featured on Paradox mod site called Surviving Mars. It's been done before, they could do it again. It's already there, the groundwork is laid. It has, you know, it has mods for consoles, so they can do it for this game. They can do it for our beloved game. This is my hope and my take on all the, you know, the signs that point to it being true. And if not, then we were definitely led on a bit, as we know that they can but choose not to, and then choose not to actively, you know, not tell us that they're not going to, which is truly, I think, you know, would be like a really bad case for them. And you know, but I don't think it's going to be the case. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think they got this, guys. I really do. I'm so excited for this. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Alright, so it's drama alert time, right? Just kidding. But seriously, it could be criminal, and just, you know, a certain someone knows that this is fair use. Let's run this graphic in the back. Also, please, before I tell you about this, promise to not go and harass or negatively contact this person. I can't stop you from asking on my behalf. I probably won't edit this too much. There's gonna be definitely some edits in this, but it's pretty much just want to tell you guys a story about what's happening to us on the channel right now. And how it affects you and the content you watch. But please be respectful if you do reach out to this person, and just be nice. And watch, but don't, you know, because people are getting banned left and right. Anyway, the first these people don't give, you know, they give zero fucks. they will ban you, you know, even just trying to explain the situational truth. So I am making this part of this video to, you know, just to reach out to, you know, the community and other creators who may make the same mistake without realizing it about the same YouTuber, and to show you all that what you see on screen isn't always a person in real life. Sometimes, you know, you don't want to meet your heroes because they aren't as great of a person as you thought they were, right? So be kind and rewind. Don't send hate. That's the last thing I want, right? I want this to be resolved amicably, and I really wish it would just go away, even if it doesn't seem to be going that way. And look, let me be my usual honest self, because it's now time for the part I really don't want to make, but I have to, because I don't want this to happen to anyone else again. And thank you for watching till the end, and if you like my content, then please consider joining the city council, as we are growing in ranks, and I try to get to know each one of you, and and you guys get badges and emojis and exclusive weekly content, and you know, it's awesome, and it's super cheap for the content and perks you get. It's like $2, and we also have almost 10 members, which is our goal, and we get to put that like on the main page. And I plug the members tab, you know, real fast, just because this is the only place where you can actually find my previous video anymore, because it was struck down. If you remembered, I made rounds and featured many gameplays from September 8th early release, as many content creators did who didn't get to play the game. Many creators reacted to the releases, just like I did. I contact almost everyone before using their footage, and I would have reached out to this specific creator, but they have Discord set to only friends who can message them. So yeah, I'm talking about toadies. I set out to make the most transformative content I could. I clipped several parts of her video and included the featured shots as the background to illustrate what I was educating, reacting, and commenting on news about, which was showcased in her build, which is essentially the whole reason CO allowed so many to release the gameplay, to get feedback, as they expressed they wanted everyone to be honest with how they felt. And I used 1 or 2 3-minute long clip for context after we found out there was no props in the beta and everyone was upset. So I featured Toad's video primarily because she revealed features showcased, and also she didn't talk a lot about some of the features that were showcased, so I chose to highlight those 3 things. And because of the positive tone she also had about the lack of mods and assets, going as far as to say, please don't strike me again.
But I was only really expressing complaints. I was only offering like misery to the world.
So yeah, I played the clip like it's a little bit longer for context, because the positive message, which would have been lessened if I chopped it up, you know what I mean? And it was so eloquently put that I felt that I had to do it justice, because she nailed it, and she really made me feel a lot better about how, you know, the future of the game, and blah blah blah. Now she has so many more views than I do, right? So clearly people are watching her for her insight and her gameplay, the same way people watch my video for my insight about her gameplay. They're not coming to see her gameplay, they're coming to see what the features I have exposed from her gameplay. I use some of her build as the primary background footage, as one does who is featuring a reaction, a few clips to illustrate my points, and then a longer clip that I reacted to in full before and after the clip. I did not in any way re-upload her content as my own in any way, and I gave her credit, and I was very positive in that video. Now, I didn't think anything of this, as it was obviously fair use and extra transformative, as if anybody who knows, you know, the history of copyright in YouTube has gone through so many ups and downs, and they finally starting to kind of get to the core of the issue, which is people falsely striking people's videos. And that it tends to happen a lot. I just didn't expect it from such a prominent creator who's generally pretty positive in the space, as especially in a situation where on YouTube and across the world, primarily in most countries, you're just allowed to react to people's videos. You are allowed to react to, there's reactionary content for a reason, where there might be somebody saying 3 or 4 words every 6-7 minutes of a 4-hour long video, and that's still fair use. And I went way above and beyond that. You guys look at this video right here that I'm editing. You can't say that any footage I used in here isn't fair use. It just is. Now, I didn't think anything of this at the time. It was obviously fair use, extra transformative. Look at the editing and the commentary and tell me, you're here to watch Dev Diary footage only. No, you're here for my insight. Every other creator has been so nice and welcoming that when I woke up to her striking my video down without even reaching out to me, that it's an understatement that I was taken aback, stunned, or shook, as the kids say, right? Now, keep in mind, I couldn't reach out to her because, like I normally do for people with footage, she had even hearted some of my content, my comments and stuff. She hearted my stuff. She knew who I was. I've tried to reach out to her. You know what I mean? I've never had to use any of her footage, so I had never had a reason to reach out to her. And so this was wild to me when I reached out to her in her own Discord because I wasn't friends with her, and about 2 minutes went by and I was banned from the server. I expressed my feelings on my server, and some people came over to hers to vouch for me and kindly ask on my behalf, what was going on, and if we can resolve this, and she banned them as well. Look, I don't view others as competition, other content creators. I see everybody as friends or just acquaintances and, a community, I try to help everybody grow and succeed. Just look at this podcast, shout out to Red Kool-Aid, where I routinely feature smaller creators and larger ones too. Like, I have no beef with nobody, no qualms with anybody. She did not contact me to even ask me to remove it, which I would have. She struck it down and abused the copyright system, but I don't think she thought I'd call her bluff. But I've had many channels over the years, and I have had worse battles with entities much larger, like the infinite money hacks like CNN has, and won, actually. And I have defended harassment of my very good friend, and large content creator Neon Arcade by this joker who doesn't deserve to be named, which resulted in Neon Arcade and myself falsely getting striked by this guy, which spawned a wild Legacy Killer HD huge content creator to DM me and get acquainted, and then he helped me make a video to force that idiot to not abuse the system and revert changes which happened. All happened because I chose to not back down, and YouTube is a better place for it. This situation is a little bit different than those, but it will have the same outcome, I promise you. This is not my first rodeo, so of course I knew my content was transformative and covered under fair use. So I filed a counterclaim. She now has, as of yesterday, has 10 days to take legal action against me. And for any of you who don't know, fair use is a legal doctrine that says use of copyright protected material under certain circumstances is allowed without permission from the copyright holder. And further says, in the United States, where I live and operate out of, works of commentary, criticism, research, teaching, or news reporting may be considered fair use. In the EU, more limited exceptions are recognized, and the use must fit into specific categories. I'm not in the EU, neither is she. Such a quotation, criticism, review, caricature, parody, or whatever that last word is. Anyways, you get the point, right? So yeah, because of this, I filed a counterclaim, and she now has, of yesterday, 10 days to take legal action against me. I don't know how copyright system works in America's top hat called Canada, but here in the States, the jurisdiction I operate out of, mind you, is clear cut, black and white. Reaction is fair use, and I went above and beyond merely reacting. Allow me to prove that. So yeah, I know, dudes, I never thought something like this would ever be an issue with how open and wholesome this community is, but I really need a new PC, and I really don't want to, but I can take the savings and lawyer up if I need to, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm in the right here in this situation. I've been in this situation before and been proven right. I know because there is a legal precedent for this in my favor. There is a legal battle called Haas versus Klein, in which a judge ruled in favor of a reactionary content for a YouTuber known as H3H3 or Ethan Klein. My video has that and much more, like news and for educational purposes, teaching you all about what I see in the game. So I don't want to, but I will obviously fight this battle. I have friends in the legal field, and they say it's a layup for me if she really wants to spend the money to take me to trial over a fair use video that she could have just asked to have taken down. If she does take it to court, it will be international and another milestone for YouTube creation, potentially. I'm a huge fan of her content, which is a wild thing. And I still am. It makes me think like she knew what she was doing though. I just got monetized on a dream game I am so passionate about with a community I love, and I have 2 kids with Christmas coming up, and a false strike could have messed things up with a sponsor I'm working on securing right now with some awesome products for you guys and for the channel. I've tried every which way to reach out to her, and now I can potentially stream, and I can't potentially stream until December, which is wild because, you know, she can't claim that it was a channel mod's mistake because multiple people reached out to her on my behalf, and I messaged her in Discord and on email, and it's been almost 48 hours and no response from her. I wanted to make a dedicated video about it, but I thought that was in bad taste, and I don't really want to stir the pot. I just want to be honest with you guys and try to prevent just to show you the, you know, the person behind the mask, and not really, you know, allow, just, you know, watch out for this trap. People do false strikes a lot, and I'm a victim of that, and by somebody I considered, you know, like an acquaintance, somebody I considered a workplace partner, so to speak, you know what I mean? So yeah, I try to take the high road by making people aware of it, and for those who wondered where the video went, and also still burying it deep in this regular upload right here. So yeah, at least the hardcore watcher can know what's happening. You know, I thought she was a cool person. I even wanted her to be on the podcast, but again, never could have, because she wouldn't accept me as a friend. I mean, I even had one time, you know, when I was younger and just starting on YouTube, I was so dumb, I pretty much copied a thumbnail. I made it myself, but I pretty much copied a thumbnail from a larger YouTuber, and that person didn't like me, and blah, 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 and I was banned from their channel, all that, but they never struck me. They never struck me down because they knew it was fair use, even though I pretty much blatantly copied their thumbnail. The video itself was fair use, so, you know, is it worth going to court over? That's just wild to me, right? So yeah, I'm trying to do the right thing. If you guys want to watch that video again, it's on the members tab. You can get it. You know, again, I thought she was cool. I even wanted to have her on a podcast, but again, never could. I mean, and she was the one who said she was trying to be more positive in her day-to-day life. In the very video, she struck down. But I guess old habits of Teen Toady just die so damn hard, huh?
I was only offering, like, misery to the world. I was only offering, like, misery to the world.
Alright guys, the video was too long for proper outro, so just love one another and try to lift one another up, and just watch out for, you know, snakes in the grass, but also,
I'll figure something out. Okay?
piss off.
Why you mad, bro? Yeah, you mad, nerd. Why you mad, bro? Bruh, at the party, way too many options. Couple thotties, you know, gravy got 'em. Couple shit coins, you know that I bought.